Hey guys, what's going on? If you didn't already see, it should be the video right before this one, obviously because I'm uploading it right now. But I just uploaded a video that I screen recorded of a Godlike Mike talking about FF Royale. And I assumed that meant forfeit, and that definitely was what it meant. And I was like, is this guy actually going to talk about his actual thoughts about the game and not just, talk about the regular, whatever he's playing? And yeah, he talked about how this has become forfeit royale. That essentially this game is becoming, you already know who's going to win prior to, anything happening in the battle. When you go up against a level 100 Zeus, you just know that the other person is going to win. And if you don't have the meta decks, you're probably going to lose more often than when you win. And even if you do, if you don't have a level 100 hero, either a Fortuna or a Zeus or the upcoming Lucia, you're probably going to lose. And that they keep introducing new event units that are the most powerful, even though they say that they're trying to be balanced by everything. Treant is currently in the Pantheon, and it is nowhere near balanced as Twins. But that's because, quote unquote, Twins is new. But then why create Pantheon and you're trying to say that everything is balanced? It is the illusion of being balanced. Because even within Pantheon, not everything is balanced. And so, every time they create a new event unit that becomes a regular legendary unit, the fact that there is no reason to make a tier list in the game anymore. You just know what the tier list is, based on Pantheon and based on every other legendary unit that's not in Pantheon. It's very obvious what is winning. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's the fact that there is no alternative win conditions. You cannot use Toxic. You can't use Clock. There's no other way to win against the meta deck. And that's what they wanted it to be. They wanted it to be damage based, because of, so that you could, there's no, gradual gain. In terms of death wave, the idea that stasis decks were kind of ruling the world, but then that was just literally stasis, but the best event unit. That didn't really fix anything. So they decided to make it purely damage based, and it's how much damage you can do. So if you have a level 100 hero and the best unit, you're going to be doing more damage earlier. And so if you can do more damage earlier and you're giving your opponent giant bedlams third round, then they just die third round, and there's no way for them to balance out the damage. There's no way for you to kill a 5 billion health damage, bedlam wave 3. And if you can't do that, then you just lose wave 3, even if you would have gone far had you been able to build up your team. And so I agree with everything that Godlike Mike said, obviously. I didn't post it to blast him or anything, because if anything, he's bringing attention to the people about what Rush Royale was doing. And my thing with that is why I wanted to make this a video a long time ago. So I got a comment that was, this was under my "your feedback matters," because your feedback does not matter to Rush Royale. I totally agree that they clearly don't care about our feedback, and I've heard the same from others in my group and other content creators. I suggested teaming up with other groups on Discord to put some pressure, but hit a wall for now. Still, I believe we can do more to make them listen to players. And what do you think? Now, I understand why A-Friend Gaming quit the game, why Godlike Mike is, quote unquote, not quitting the game, but quitting the game in the same way that A-Friend Gaming is kind of quitting the game, in which they aren't going to buy new content, because at their expense level, because they have the best things, Rush Royale creating new things makes it so that they are the content creator that you expect to buy those new things. You expect a Godlike Mike to have a level 100 Lucia as soon as it drops. You expect him to have a Reincarnation 3 new event unit when it drops. And at his price point, it's insane because, yeah, it's insane. And so I understand why they would quit from that perspective. But from the Rush Royale game developer perspective, my comment was, it's not your game, it's their game. They can do whatever they want with their game. You might tell yourself, oh, well, we'll just stop giving them our money. And most people that say that either don't leave the game or are free to play anyway. Most people that are not a god like Mike, most people are free to play anyway. And so I find that most of the time, people that say, oh, I'm going to quit the game, or, oh, this game sucks, it's so pay to win, those are the people that don't pay anyway. And so losing those people that don't pay anyway, Rush Royale really doesn't care. But even a godlike Mike person, an individual person, quitting the game or not wanting to buy a level 100 Lucia as soon as it comes out, or a new event unit as soon as it comes out, there are still plenty of other people that will. Now, you might look at, Rush Royale Tips and Tricks and A-Friend Gaming and Polo Tries Hard and Manti and Godlike Mike. And you might see all of these people. If you're listening to me, I assume you speak English, because if not, and you're still subscribed to my channel and you don't speak English and you have no idea what I'm saying, I have no idea why you're subscribed to my channel, because all I do is talk. But this might seem like everybody is quitting, but you have to understand that this is English-speaking YouTube Rush Royale channels, and that there are thousands upon thousands of Russian channels, people in Russian channels and Spanish channels. If you look up No Controle, which is like one of the top Spanish streamers, if you look up Aleppo and you look up his numbers on his views, just on their channels, you'll understand that a lot more people care about Rush Royale than maybe just you who speak English and watch English Rush Royale channels. There are a lot of other people that play this game. So even if, yes, like a godlike Mike or an A-Friend Gaming stop paying into this game, and they are one of the people that would be willing to spend $3,000 on a legendary hero, there are other people that will just take their place. So if you leave giving them the no money you give anyway, who cares? And if you're going to say that if they keep making poor decisions, people will leave, check out the gem leadership, the gem leaderboard, and convert each person into the amount that they spent this month. So now, if you don't know what the gem leaderboard is, I think that this is the biggest flex that Rush Royale has ever implemented. And it's the idea that if you say this, right? If you say, oh, I'm just going to quit playing your game and I'm just going to, not give you any more of my hard-earned money, Rush Royale can just point you to this board and say, oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry about it. Past leaderboard. 64th player 108855476. He has a level 11 Bard and a level 6J. This man spent 64,120 gems. I believe that's roughly $1,000. 64,000. At a normal rate, because you only get the double crystal one time, 5,500 gems is $100 at a regular rate. And this person, oh wait, where is it? Is it not here? Oh, it's under sales. At an average rate of 55,000 would have been $1,000. This guy spent a little bit more than $1,000. Just him alone. He's a nobody. This person is a nobody. This person is a nobody with not even a big account, at all. I don't know what he's spending $1,000 on, but clearly not any of this. This person spent 45,000, which is a little bit less than $1,000. Anybody on here with more than 5,500, that's more than $100. So even the last person, the number 50 person on here is 8,500, which is a little bit more than $100. And then anybody with what, 10,000, like 12,000, like something in this area is like $200 per person. This is a lot of money. There's a lot of money per person. And this is just spending, this is just crystal spending. This doesn't account for literally anything else. This doesn't account for the thousands of people in this game that pay $10 for a season pass. If all you do is quote unquote just pay for a season pass, that's another $10 that they're making per person, depending on how many people there are in this game. Every time you buy a mirror match pass per person, you can look up the mirror match boards. In order to even take place in the mirror match board, this person has 15,000 points. The only way to even get onto that leaderboard is to buy in $5 increments or $10 increments or $100 increments these packs. And that's how you have the ability to get 15,000 points. And this is per mirror match. People can say, I'm not going to spend money and your game is going to die because people don't spend money. And I don't think they care, because a lot of people do. A lot of people will continue spending money. And maybe they're not English spending players. Maybe they're not English speaking, Rush Royale YouTube content creators. But I don't think that they care, because a lot of other people will. And I work in a restaurant, and there have been times when, our staff has gotten fed up with somebody who's gotten fired or some rule that they've implemented. And we've questioned all walking out and just finding a new job. And yeah, we could do that, and they could just rehire an entire staff and it would be fine. And it wouldn't be as big of a thing. We wouldn't be making that big of a statement if we did. If if your friend got fired from your job and you're like, oh, this job sucks and, I'm going to leave and make a big statement. I don't think they care. They're just going to hire some nobody off the street. There are probably 50 other applicants that have turned in applications, and they'll just hire that person. You don't matter as much as you think you do. To a company this big. I don't think they have shown time and time again that they don't care. Now, it's not to say that they can't do anything, but I don't think they care enough to do anything. And so it's just you gotta live your own life, man. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that one of the things that they could do, but they will not do, is make legendary heroes more accessible than just farming them through expeditions. And I don't mean this $50, 10 fragment farming. I'm talking about giving you more access to seeker compasses, or limiting the rewards that you get from a gold seeker compass, from a gold chest. Limiting rewards to important things, taking out rare items, taking out epic items, taking out essence, taking out armor fragments or fragments in general, leaving maybe heroic tokens, taking out epic hero fragments, leaving the legendary hero fragment, leaving the hammers, leaving the rune keys, all of the end game stuff, leaving star coins and making those percentages bigger. That would go a long way into giving people accessibility into getting legendary heroes. Legendary heroes are the difference from epic units to legendary units. Assume that you could only get the only way to get any legendary hero, any legendary unit was to spend $500 in this game. Any legendary unit. There was no way, there were no chests, there were no anything. The only way to max out a legendary unit was to spend $1,000 in this game. Any of them. Dryad, Scrapper. The only way that you could do it was through events. Through the event that came out, and then every time mirror match came around, a mirror match, the pass for mirror match was $50, and you only got 1 unit instead of 2 units, even if you've completed the season pass. And each each mirror match pass was $50, and this was the only way to get legendaries. And so you as a, free-ish to play person were forced to only use epic units. And then there was a faction of people that got to use scrappers and trappers and, event units. But everything was an event unit. That there was no legendary hero box. That there was no, exchange. There was no magic dust. Magic dust system doesn't exist. Laboratory of Experiments doesn't exist. The glutton chests are just epic units, and they're not legendary units. Imagine a world where that existed, and that's essentially what legendary heroes are. There is basically no way to farm them in any efficient kind of time, but they give you the boost that using a legendary unit would give you. If you were forced to only use epics, rares, and commons. If you as a, free-ish to play person could only use epics, rares, and commons, and then there was a subsect of people that had the ability to pay into legendary units, and they could use a scrapper, and they could use a dryad, and they could use a gunslinger, and a kobold, and an enchant sword, and any of the legendary units. And you were forced to use Crystalmancer would probably be the best one at that point. Engineer, Reaper decks, Reaper DPS decks. That would be the best thing. And you were forced to use Chemist, and you couldn't use Gunslinger. And you were forced to use Portal Keeper because you can't use Gunslinger. Gunslinger just does too much. That is currently what the legendary hero difference is. That is the difference in people that have legendary heroes as opposed to people that are free-ish to play and can only use up to epic heroes. And the fact that they're adding another legendary hero into this game is, as Godlike Mike said, insane. It's insane, and the fact that the only kinds of legendary units that they introduce into the game now are event units, because why introduce a free-to-play legendary unit when you can introduce a pay-for-this legendary unit that becomes a free-to-play legendary unit? You can now free-to-play a Genie and a Bard and a Phoenix, because now Phoenix is in the shop. Phoenix and Treant and Bard and Genie and, all of these things. You could, and eventually you'll be able to free to play other things, right? The fact that there is no efficient way to get a legendary hero, but a legendary hero has that much weight on who wins a game is crazy. That is basically the main problem in this game right now. One of the fixes for matchmaking that I always thought of was if you're using a legendary hero, you only get paired with other people that use legendary heroes. If you want to use your level 2 Zeus, you can, but you're going to face level 100 Zeuses. If you want to use an epic hero, you should be able to get paired with other people that also use epic heroes. The difference between an epic hero and a legendary is crazy. The difference between a Bard deck with a Zeus and a Bard deck with a Gadget or a Trickster or a Mermaid is madness. It's much, much worse. And I'm far more okay with going up against a Bard Trickster deck than I am against going up a Bard Zeus deck. And I feel like even just that simple switch of if you want to use a legendary hero as your hero, you get paired with other people with legendary heroes. I think just that switch would do wonders for this game. And if not that, giving people access to a legendary hero that is not just, oh yeah, farm it every so often, or oh yeah, just spend $50 for 10 fragments as the best rate in this game. It would be like if, again, like if an event unit was, like $1,000, as Godlike Mike said, initially, but also $1,000 after the fact. The fact that it is expensive initially is a thing. Being the first person to have the thing is part of the price. But the fact that you can then farm it over the course of time at the rate of $10 per mirror match is also something that should be taken into account. It's the reason why most people will not care about the fact that they're introducing a new event unit, because you could, over the course of time, eventually farm that from events. You don't need to spend $2,000 to reincarnate 3 a twins. You could farm that twins over the course of time in Mirror Match, which is much cheaper. The fact that there is no legendary hero equivalent and it's always just the price that it is crazy. 33.0 is the most pay to win update that they've ever had, probably. The fact that they're introducing the legendary hero Lucia, and then they're revamping Necromancer, which is supposed to be make people want to buy Necromancer as well. They're probably gonna drop, Lucia and Necromancer deals in the, in the sales, and then they're adding reincarnations to Demon Hunter and, Monk, even though neither of those at Reincarnation 3 are going to be as good as, a Reincarnation 3 twins. The fact that they're doing that and they're not giving anything to free-to-play players is crazy. The most free-to-play thing that they're doing is collections with your clans, but it was said that a collection will probably take you a month to complete, and a month, every collection that you complete is 25 collection coins, but it costs 100 collection coins in order to get a singular random event unit. So every 4 months, you will be able to get a singular random event unit. That's your free-to-play. That's what they're giving to free-to-play players. And so, I understand why Godlike Mike feels the way he does. I understand why A-Friend Gaming felt the way that he felt. But I think and even though I say that there are, tons of Spanish players and there are tons of Russian players, I think it is very telling when your biggest content creators, because I'm not a big content creator, in case you thought that I was, I'm not. I think that it's very telling when your biggest content creators don't want to spend money in your game and don't want to have the max account that they've always had in this game, because your prices are getting insane and because your insistence on only caring about money and not giving us talents, not giving us, Fire Mage talents, not giving us Hunter talents, not giving us, what's it called? Executioner talents, not giving talents to Corsair, just not even caring enough to do regular, free to play things like this. Not giving us clock talents, right? The fact that you don't care enough to do any of these free-to-play things that don't technically make you money, and your only goal is what new event unit can we come up with, what new legendary hero can we do, what new paid subscription can we add to the game. The fact that that is the only features that they're adding to the game is crazy. So I get it. I get it from both sides. I get it from all of these prices are insane side. I get it from this is their game and they can do whatever they want side. And people will pay it. And even if you don't, 50 other people will, 100 other people will. You can be angry about everything about this update, and not understand it, but understand that, yeah, there will always be people that pay for everything. There will always, look at this, just refresh this leaderboard. When Lucia comes out, like, look up this leaderboard. Look at how much these numbers are gonna jump. As soon as something important happens, it's gonna be crazy.